We always look for the whale in a situation like this, and if there was a whale out there, it was FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, king of the hill. I think we found the whale. I'm sure there's going to be more fallout, but we
Hmm.
see how big the whale is. And yes, a lot of people have lost a lot of money around the crypto asset ecosystem losing value here. But if we're right on the underlying technology and the underlying roles that Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to play in this new world, then I think we're going to recover pretty quickly.
Cathie Wood, the founder and chief executive officer of Ark Invest, is doubling down on her Bitcoin and crypto bet despite the massive price declines triggered by the FTX collapse. According to recent reports, Wood's investment management firm has been topping its holdings of crypto exchange Coinbase and the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. On November 21, according to numbers from Wood's dedicated tracking resource, Ark Invest added another 176,945 GBTC shares to its holdings. Just 6 days before that, the firm bought a massive 273,327 GBT shares barely a week after the FTX meltdown became full-blown. Wood has shown even more interest in Coinbase. Since the month started, her investment firm has purchased 1.3 million units of the exchange's shares. With the latest purchase, Ark Invest's Coinbase shares are near all-time highs and now account for the firm's 12th largest position. In its latest newsletter to investors, Ark issued a statement on the FTX collapse and how it could impact the industry. A part of the statement reads, "In this case and others, decentralization and transparency are paramount as antidotes to the gross mismanagement associated with centralized intermediaries, not to mention fraudulent centralized intermediaries. That said, our conviction in decentralized and transparent public blockchains is as strong as ever." In a recent interview with Bloomberg, Cathie Wood explains why she is making such bold moves despite the current market conditions. She also comments on the FTX situation and other opportunities she is looking at before prices make a massive recovery, and she believes they will. Despite Bitcoin being over 70% lower than its all-time high, Wood firmly maintains that she expects the crypto asset to hit her previous $1 million estimate by 2030. Before we take you to Cathie Wood's interview, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications bell for more videos. Also, ensure you drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Everything helps with the YouTube algorithm so more people can see the video. Thanks and enjoy the video.
If you look at the blockchains, let's use the Bitcoin blockchain and Ethereum, what you'll find is they have the infrastructure, the technology has not skipped a beat throughout this entire crisis. In fact, the hash rate, Bitcoin's hash rate is at an all-time high, and that is a real indication of the security of the network. On Ethereum, we're seeing the total value staked at 24 billion. That is an all-time high. So we think the infrastructure is working beautifully. As far as Coinbase, this is an onshore regulated company and wanting to help shape regulations. Brian Armstrong, the CEO, and Alicia, CFO, have been leaning into what's going on right now and saying, okay, regulators, we need more clarity in order to protect investors. Those who wanted to get involved with certain types of crypto were forced offshore, and look at what's happened. So I think that Coinbase is going to come out here looking very, very strong. It just lost a very big competitor in FTX. So what we do is we step back, put a little perspective into the situation here. And what do we have? So the entire crypto asset ecosystem is an $800 billion ecosystem. Apple is 3 times larger in terms of market cap. So that's some perspective. Many people are saying, well, okay, is this another Lehman? Could this be, could we see the domino effect here? I've just given you one reason why. The banking system back in 08, 09, trillions and trillions of dollars, and it was the global banking system. Right now, we have, it seems, from FTX, $5 to $10 billion in creditors as FTX has filed bankruptcy. They will be making claims. If you look at Lehman, that was $1.2 trillion in claims. So again, just trying to put perspective, this is fraud. This is Madoff. Madoff was $64 billion in claims. Again, FTX, 5 to 10 billion. Now, I know that crypto assets are, they attract a lot of attention. This is, the three revolutions we talk about all the time, a new monetary system in terms of the first global private, meaning not government controlled, digital,
Right.
rules-based monetary system. That's Bitcoin, a very big idea. DeFi is a very big idea. And while that has been thrown into question in terms of, shifting from one exchange to another, we've had a lot of shifting around. But I think DeFi, in terms of taking the middlemen out of financial services and making the ecosystem much more transparent with much less counterparty risk, is going to take off. It will continue to move forward, we believe.
In her interview, Wood comments on the possibility of a more widespread contagion from the FTX collapse. Most recently, there has been a lot of speculation about the imminent bankruptcy of crypto lending firm Genesis. According to Barry Silbert, the chief executive officer of Digital Currency Group, a venture capital company which owns Genesis Trading and Grayscale DCG0, was $575 million to the crypto lending arm of Genesis Trading. In a letter sent to shareholders on Tuesday, Silbert explained that loans from Genesis Global Capital, which suspended withdrawals last week, were used to fund investment opportunities and repurchase stock from non-employee shareholders. In addition, DCG owes $350 million to a small group of lenders and a $1.2 billion claim filed against Three Arrows Capital in July. According to Wall Street Journal, Genesis is looking to raise around $1 billion and has reached out to crypto exchange Binance and asset manager Apollo Global Management for assistance. As stated earlier, Ark Invest has massively invested in Grayscale, a sister company of Genesis, but Wood says she is not extremely worried about a possible liquidation event.
We know that the Grayscale investment trusts are the most valuable part of that company right now. And they are they're cash cows. They're revenue generating. We do not think, we think they're going to try and hold on to that, if nothing else. We're looking at a 41% discount of this trust relative to Bitcoin today. And so we actually think there's a lot of upside. Now, one of the things that we know that Grayscale and Michael Sonnensheim at Grayscale wanted was to convert this trust into an ETF.
Right.
I think what's happened with the fallout here might increase the probability that a Bitcoin ETF will be approved. I'm not saying immediately, but we know that, and even the newest SEC commissioner, Jaime Lizarraga, I think is his name, has come out and said, we need as regulators to focus on decentralization and transparency. What is the most decentralized and transparent crypto asset in the world? It is Bitcoin. And yet retail investors do not have easy access through a liquid asset like an ETF, which honestly, I don't understand, given that they approved a Bitcoin futures fund. So, I think it might increase the odds. We shall see.
Well, and some have been wondering whether or not you're playing the arbitrage with GBTC right now. Is it that because of the trust deep discount at this point? Is that the thinking for you to kind of be moving more money into this name?
Well, it is one of the few securities. We have to own securities in ETFs. So it is one of the few securities we can buy. And yes, it's at a very big discount. So it is more attractive. Bitcoin, if they were to even liquidate it, we've got such a big discount relative to Bitcoin that Again, we don't think they're going to. This is the most valuable property. I think they're going to hang on to it. And I think over time, the discount will close. Don't know if it's because of a conversion to a Bitcoin ETF. I'm sure the regulators will take a very close look at DCG and the Grayscale Bitcoin Investment Trust. But we do know this is a grantor trust, highly regulated, highly regulated. I mean, we had to do our homework on it. And we know that all of the Bitcoin behind GBTC is in cold storage at Coinbase, and Coinbase has confirmed this. We feel quite comfortable with it here. For our ETFs, we, as you mentioned, own Coinbase. We also own Square. And it is interesting that Jack Dorsey has chosen the most transparent, most decentralized crypto asset to center Block's crypto exposure to. And I realize he's trying to, from a developer community point of view, leave them on their own. But we do think Bitcoin, and you can see through the behavior of the infrastructure, hasn't skipped a beat, not one beat, more secure than it was yesterday, the day before, and the day before. So I have a feeling this is going to elevate Bitcoin in the eyes of not only the crypto world, but the investment world at large. And I have a feeling it's going to have more running room through the rest of the world. I think this is the way that this is Block's go-to-market to get into the rest of the world. And we think they're going to be very successful.
So then I'm assuming, Cathie, that you're going to hold to your Bitcoin forecast for, what is it, $1 million per coin by 2030. That still feels good to you?
Yes, and you can, sometimes you need to battle test. You need to go through crises to see who the real, to see the survivors, first of all, but really to battle test the infrastructure and the thesis. And again, we think Bitcoin is coming out of this smelling like a rose.
Cathie Wood is one of many expressing some positive views despite the current market situation. In a recent tweet, Binance Chief Executive Officer Changpeng Zhao notes that recovery from the FTX situation will be quick and strong. Here is the tweet. Some, including me, say this will set the industry back by a few years. But thinking about it, this is natural. There will be failures of progress. Happened in regulated traditional finance in 2008 after over 70 years of development. The industry will recover quickly and become stronger. What do you think about Cathie Wood's interview and her firm belief that Bitcoin will hit $1 million in less than a decade? Please drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for more videos. Thanks for watching.